So you want to learn how to properly play Tom and Jerry in Multiversus. I got you. Now for perks, you can use whatever you want. I personally use Make It Rain Dog to make the projectiles go faster, like Jerry, the rockets, the dynamite, stuff like that. And then I use Percussive Punch Power just for that extra damage, but you can use literally anything else for the offense. And I also like to use CoffeeZilla just for that cooldown ability to go faster, to obtain Jerry faster if you lose him. But the perk that I mostly recommend to use is Fly Fisher. Now I know it says Tom's fishing pole is weaker. Now we're not going for damage with the fishing rod. We're actually going for the KO, okay? Now the Fly Fisher is just easier to use than the dynamite split. And honestly, I would rather have the Fly Fisher because you just have that extra option of recovery rather than with the dynamite split. I mean, the dynamite split is cool. You get 3 dynamite sticks if you hit it with tennis racket, but I would just rather have that recovery just in case. Now, to actually go over Tom and Jerry's moves. So first off, we have his neutral attack, which is his tennis racket, as you can see. And this tennis racket is very important for Tom. So not only can it reflect its own projectiles, but it can also reflect other characters' projectiles. For example, it can reflect Batman's batarang, it can reflect LeBron James's ball. It can reflect so much more than just tennis balls and corks like that. Now for his neutral special, which is personally one of my favorites, is the Jerry Snipe. Now he just shoots Jerry, right? He just shoots him off. I mean, if he goes off stage, you kind of kill him. But yeah, anyways. But yes, you can shoot Jerry. You can aim him in whatever direction you want, side to side, up and down, whatever. You can shoot him really far, and you can hit some crazy clips. And when Jerry is not with you and you use your neutral special, you have the ability to shoot 3 tennis balls, which then you can hit with your tennis racket, and it hits opponents like that. Now for a side special, you have to use that fishing rod. Look, you see this? And then let's say you're off stage and you're trying to recover real quick. Just use that fishing rod and you're right back up. And I mean, even if you're not that far, I would still recommend using it because there's always going to be a player on that ledge waiting to spike you like that. So I would just be right here and then boom. You hit them like that, they get off balance and stuff. We need that recovery with the fishing rod. Now this move can also be used offensively and defensively, as I showed. Defensively with the recovery, just hit them up like that. They're going to be on the ledge. You hit them. Right? But let's say you're trying to actually KO your opponent. You can hit them with that fishing rod, and then that's a KO. If you hit them, they will get KO'd at a high amount of damage. So now the fishing rod also has a duration for when you're using it. So let's say you just hit the button once and it goes pretty short range, pretty short duration. But if you hold it, it goes further and it goes for a longer time. If you don't have the perk Fly Fisher equipped, the hook just stays in that spot. So look at that, it just stays here, and if the other character or the opponent is near the hook, it causes the attack to happen, right? But yes, you can aim it to go higher, you can aim it to go the normal direction, and then you can also aim it to go just lower a little bit. I said this once and I'm going to say it again. The fishing rod is important. Now for his up special. His up special, when you have Jerry on you, he just straps him onto a rocket and then you can control it around like that. And then you hit your opponent and then he goes flying. You can use it for a good finisher. Let's say your opponent is just off stage and you just want to KO him real quick and you just gotta hit him. And sometimes it'll KO, sometimes it won't. But it's a really good option to have, I think so. Now when you don't have Jerry on you, he shoots a rocket towards Jerry. So now let's say your opponent is off stage. You shoot Jerry and then you pair it with a rocket, and sometimes the rocket will hit. Maybe Jerry doesn't hit him, but the rocket does. Maybe Jerry hits him and the rocket hits him. But either way, that's a cool option to have. Now for his down ground special. Now personally, I don't use the mouse trap very often. Maybe after I KO my opponent, I like to place one down just because I have it, but not because I really like to use it. But it can be used for some pretty creative finishers, just like that. Just, you can use it and be creative with it. So you place it, and then let's say you wanted to hit him with a fishing rod, and then you KO, or you can just hit him with the fishing rod and then just up spike or whatever. You just get creative with it. Just get creative with it. All right. You can use the mouse trap for whatever you want, and it sends the player flying upwards, just upwards. I'm pretty sure they can control a little bit, like left and right, but they go up, and you can just get creative with that. Now for his down air special. Now Tom and Jerry has a dynamite that he can use. So like that, it just drops onto the opponent and then it hits him. Let's say he's just there and then bam, it just hits him. Deals a little bit of damage, it kind of knocks him back a little bit. But it's way more effective if you use the tennis racket with it. Like that, it dealt a lot more damage and it knocked him back a lot further. Now let's say for whatever reason you wanted to run the dynamite split perk over the fly fisher perk. And the way that works is the same thing. You just launch the dynamite and then you hit it with your tennis racket. It just sends 3 dynamite out in all sorts of different directions. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool to see. It's pretty cool to actually use and hit. Now listen, if you want to go and run this perk, that's completely up to you. But honestly, I would rather have the fly fisher. I'm gonna say it again. The fly fisher is just better in my opinion. But nonetheless, this is still a pretty cool perk to run. But I personally do not use it. Okay, now let's talk about Jerry real quick. So Jerry, when he's off of you, he will shoot corks in different directions depending on what direction you face and hit. So like that, you hit left, he shoots left, you aim right, he shoots right. But it can't go up and down. That's it. And also when he's off of you and you use your up special, again, it shoots the rockets towards him. It's effective to say when your opponent is trying to KO your Jerry. You can use that rocket to just save Jerry from moments like that. It just hits him and then it gives you a window for you to pick up Jerry. Unless you want to use a fishing rod, that's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter. Just get Jerry. Jerry is very important for Tom. Even though he's always trying to kill him. But it doesn't matter. If you enjoyed the video and found it useful, please leave a like and subscribe. And make sure to check out my other content. Thank you.